Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower.
And all it takes is an idea to solve an impossible problem.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I, Ananya Pandey, along with my co-anchor,
Uday Singh Gehlot,
take immense pleasure in welcoming you all to the grand inauguration ceremony of IDEATHON 4.0 being organized by Entrepreneurship Cell, MT Innovation Incubator Jaipur in association with Startup Chaupal. Supported by Institutions Innovation Council, MT University Rajasthan, Atal Innovation Mission, and iStart Rajasthan.
we are privileged to have with us some distinguished guests who have graced this occasion with their presence. First and foremost, I would like to extend my greetings to Honorable Chancellor, MIT University, Dr. Asim Chauhan, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, sir, Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Seri, sir, Deputy Director General, Brigadier Govind Singh Rathore, sir, Officer on Special Duty, General
Officer on special duty to the respected Honorable Chancellor, G.S. Rathore, sir. Next, we have
Deputy Director, MIT Innovation Incubator, Professor Dr. Manju Kaushik, ma'am.
We are also honored to have with us Chief Guest of the event, Dr. Anil Wali, who has joined us in a hybrid mode. Along with that, we have our guests of honor, Mr. Ojashvi Babbar and Ms. Munish Lamba, who is on the way, who have taken time of their busy schedule to be part of this event. So please, I request everyone to give a huge round of applause for our guests of honor. We also have our respected deans, directors, HOIs, HODs, faculties, and our enthusiastic audience with us. Once again, we welcome you all. Now, to give this grand occasion an auspicious start, I would like to request the dignitaries to come forward for the lighting of the lamp.
या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणाम्बरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मा पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा.
Now, I would respect Vice Chancellor, sir, to come forward to give a bouquet to our guest, Mr. Ojasvi Babbar, sir. Please come ahead, sir.
Now for the welcome address of this event, I would like to call forward the Deputy Director, Amity Innovation Incubator, Professor Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, to give you insights on this event.
Before moving forward to that, I would request our respected PVC sir to come forward and give a bouquet to the Vijay Veer sir, please.
Namaskar. Respected Vice Chancellor Professor Dr. Amit Jain sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Professor G.K. Aseri sir, Registrar Dr. Nitin Bhardwaj sir, Guest of Honor Mr. Ojasvi Babar sir, Chief Guest Dr. Anil Wali sir, Dean Directors, HOIs, all the respected members and my dear students. It is my honor to address you all today at the inaugural 4.0 event. This event aims to bring together young minds and their innovative ideas to shape the world future. Startups are the backbone of the economy and have the potential to change the world we live in. The main motive behind startups is not just making profits, but solving the problems that the world is facing today. We need innovative solutions to address the challenges of climate change, poverty, inequality. The startup culture is all about taking risk, experimenting, and learning from failures. In this ideathon, we have some groundbreaking ideas that will contribute towards a sustainable future. We aim to support these ideas and encourage startups to transform them into successful businesses. As we move forward, we must remember that the journey is as important as the destination. These startups' accomplishments will benefit not only the economy, but society as a whole. I am thrilled to be here that today, as we kick idea pitching event over the past few days, we have seen some amazing ideas come to life during marketing campaign sessions. We have 15 pre-incubated team. We had pitched their ideas and also they are working with us. Ideathon event on 15th and 16th March. We are excited to invite you to contribute to the workshop, marketing campaign, and storytelling activities that will take place on the first day. We look forward to sharing our insight and experiences with the other participants and learning from their perspective as well. On the second day, we are eager to participate in the idea pitching sessions, where we can showcase our innovative ideas and solutions to the challenges at hand. We appreciate the opportunity to be part of this event and look forward to a productive and inspiring 2 days. As we listen to these pitches, let us keep an open mind and appreciate the creativity and hard work that has gone into developing these ideas. I am confident that we will witness some exceptional pitches that will not only contribute to the healthcare industry, but also change lives. Let us give our full attention and support to these aspiring entrepreneurs as they present their ideas to us. Good luck to all the participants. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for giving wonderful insights on the event. And it is true that it's not about the destination, but about the journey.
Now we have with us Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Aseri, sir. He is currently Provost and Director in Amity Institute of Microbial Technology. He also heads the Internal Quality Assurance Cell, IQAC. So please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Honorable Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, Director STIF Kothari ji, chief guest from IIT Delhi, Dr. Anil Wali, online, but we request to visit physically in future and interact more with our students, sir. Anil Wali ji. Ojasvi Babbar ji, CEO, we all know him very well because I think we had 15-20 time online session discussion with the same innovation and at other platform. With Vijay Veerji, directors, HOIs, OSD2 Chancellor, DDG, Director Hostel, and all heads of the teaching and non-teaching departments, students. First of all, congratulations to MET Innovation Incubator and Madam Manju Kaushik and the full team, including 2 kids who are nicely representing MET University in front of you all and the guests online and offline. Well, industry integration is the best practice of the university. And we are now going to face the NAC on 26th of April. And on just day after tomorrow on 17th, Industry Academia Conclave also is scheduled and 36 industries are coming. So Babarji and Vijay Veerji, as we discussed that this is the environment with help of you, with help of our energetic team of Madam Manju Kaushik and students. Now in this university, we have the environment in each department, whether it's science or non-science related subjects. 64 programs we are running. Earlier, we were providing industrial tours, industry-based projects, and at maximum full internship, maximum 6 months, minimum 45 days. Now we have incorporated dedicated courses on innovation, entrepreneurship, and scientific writing so that we will be able to prepare the future-ready students, industry-ready students. And for the industry integration, full implementation in the each and every department, we have constituted industry advisory councils. So dear students, few of are from maybe second semester, but industry advisory council in each department is a consortium of domain related industries. They are visiting university and they are giving their input for the program development. They are providing helping hand for internship, and they are also sharing their inputs for possible R&D. So with help of the DST PERS grant, Kothari ji is the coordinator, and he has given the grant, and we are coming up with the mega event day after tomorrow. And first time we are going to start the industrial research in the university. So this is open platform to all the students, all the scholars, and all the faculty members. They can come up with their idea and contact the MET Innovation Incubator for entrepreneurship, for industrial research. This is a wonderful platform because while doing UG, PG, PhD, you will get this type of exposure where the live industries are coming to the university and you will work for industry. And in future, it will also open the progression line for all of you. So not taking much time, again, best wishes, best of luck, and good day. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your words and the announcement of the upcoming event. Now we are going to have our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, sir. Sir is currently Vice Chancellor, MET University, Rajasthan. Prior to this, sir was Director International Collaborations and Professor TAMPI School of Business at Manipal University. Sir holds a PhD from Sardar Patel University and has completed FDP from IIM Ahmedabad. So now I will request all of you to give a huge round of applause to welcome VC, sir.
Thank you so much. My greetings, first of all, to Honorable Founder President and Honorable Chancellor, who could not be present today, but have conveyed their good wishes for the program. It is actually their vision that motivates us to share our knowledge, our learnings with the peers globally, not only within India, but globally. And it is their vision of creating a wonderful institution which is driven by the philosophy of research and innovation. And I believe for any startup or an entrepreneurial venture, these two things are the most important. How you do a startup? You do a startup with research, you do a startup with innovative ideas, something that already exists. You can't do a startup on that. So I'm really grateful to both founder president, sir, as well as Honorable Chancellor, sir, for creating these 12 wonderful universities in India, 17 campuses globally, 25 schools and preschools, where close to 175,000 students like you are part of this wonderful educational fraternity. I extend my warm welcome to our chief guest for the occasion, Dr. Anil Wali. I was going through his profile. Dr. Wali has proved his excellence in almost all the domains, be it academics, be it industry, be it startup ecosystem. He is currently the managing director of the Foundation of Innovation Technology Transfer at IIT Delhi. So he is associated with an educational institution as an academic. He's associated as a managing director, which talks about the company or a special purpose vehicle created for technology transfer by IIT Delhi. And as an individual, whatever I have heard about him, he's a wonderful human being, always helping students to convert their ideas into real products and take it to the market. I'm also grateful to our guest of honor, Ms. Munish Lamba, who is on the way, Deputy Director of DOIT, Jaipur, DOIT Rajasthan, and state government of Rajasthan is doing a wonderful work in terms of creating a nice startup ecosystem in the country. I've been part of several panels, several committees, several such discussions which were held. And I believe the Rajasthan startup policy is one of the best in the country. There are several benefits extended to the students if they want to do startup. There are subsidies available. There are special incentives, sector and domain wise. Recently, in one of the conclave of Confederation of Indian Industry, we had a detailed discussion on the kind of support that is being extended to all the startups in the state of Rajasthan. And to best of my knowledge, Rajasthan stands number 2 in the country now in terms of coming up with startups. That was the number given that day during the discussion. So grateful to Ms. Munish also. She'll be joining us soon for this wonderful event. Always grateful to our good friend, Mr. Ojasvi Babbar, CEO of Amity Innovation Incubator. He is the one who is helping all the Amity universities to create wonderful incubation centers, creating an ecosystem of entrepreneurship in the entire academic world. And along with him, Mr. Vijay Veer, Vice President with the Incubation Center, who has always been a great support. He has visited us during our earlier events also, and we constantly get great guidance. So thank you so much, Ojasvi ji and Vijay Veer ji, for taking time out for this program. I'm grateful to all my deans, directors, Vice President STEF, Dr. Kothari, OSD to Chancellor, Brigadier Rathod, for taking time out and supporting our young students who always leave seats blank for us in the front and take a back seat so that they can sit back and listen and learn from as many people as they can, right? But I believe now this is the time where all of you need to not only sit back at the boundary, but get into the field and start playing the game. And that's what this event aims for, which we call as IDEATHON 4.0, where we want your ideas to culminate into successful business ventures, because we will have several of investors coming in for this event. And when I was going through the list, I had the opportunity to meet many of them during the sessions organized by CII and as well as DOIT. Mr. Sumit Srivastav, Mr. Mahavir Prasad, Pratap Sharma, Mr. Sushil Sharma, Sandeep Jain, Ajay Data, Chinmay Rajvanshi, Yogesh Chaudhary, Amit Purohit, and I believe many more. So it's a wonderful event. You rarely get a combination of experts from academia coming in, a combination of industry people like Mr. Ojasvi and Ms. Munish coming in for a particular event, joining us for this event. And at the same time, so many investors agreeing to be part of this event because they feel that when they come to Amity University, Rajasthan, they really get good ideas. They get students pitch their business ideas very well. And most of these businesses are investable, where they can put their money, where they can put their resources, where they can put their mentorship and the guidance. So not taking much time, after greetings to all the experts who are going to be part of this event. I'll take 5 minutes to share my perspective on the entrepreneurship and ecosystem. I'm an academic, so I don't say things based on the field experience, but I'm a corporate coach with several organizations where I conduct training programs and I interact very frequently with managers across the country. And I get to learn from them that what they are doing when I'm coaching them to improve their business performance. So from that experience, what I believe, there are some very good things shared by some of the best entrepreneurs. For example, I was reading the Business at the Speed of Thought, and Bill Gates said in that, and I quote, that you can't just look at the past or current state of the market. You also have to look at where it is likely to go and where it might go under certain circumstances, and then navigate your company based on your best prediction. So starting a new business, starting a new venture is all about forecasting. It is all about prediction. It is all about having a vision and mission where you can see things happening 10 years down the line, right? When Dhirubhai Ambani thought of launching Reliance Communication, when the telecom revolution just started with Rajiv Gandhi and Sam Petroda, people laughed at him. Who will buy a phone in country like India? Because the country was still moving on a bullock cart, right? There used to be one phone connection in the entire community, in the entire colony. People will print that number on their visiting cards, and in the bracket, they will write PP. So what this PP used to mean, that this is not my phone number, this is somebody else's phone number, but if you can call on this number and just ask for that particular person, they will call me and then we can speak. Now, can you imagine? I'm talking only about, 20 years back, that this was the state of telecom in country like India. कि पूरे एक मोहल्ले में या एक गांव में अगर एक फोन होता था तो वो मूंछों पे ताव देके बोलता था कि 5 गांवों में मेरे घर में फोन की घंटी बजती है. In that era, if someone could think of that, no, communication is a basic necessity. And a time will come when people will say ki roti, kapda, makan or mobile. Now that is what having a vision is all about. So you cannot develop businesses thinking what is happening now, right? You can only develop businesses thinking what is likely to happen 10, 15, 20 years down the line and start working on that. And probably there will be a time for that idea to germinate and actually, prosper in the business world. So then I just thought that, okay, what could be that future? I mean, giving sermons is very easy. Think about the future, but what that future is likely to be. So then I found that there are 3 things that are shaping the world of business today. One is demography. What do you mean by demography? Yeah, someone from the last bench? Demography? This side? Yeah. Yeah. So demography is study of population. Now, how is it related to business? It is related to business because the changes in the demography lead to the demand for different products and services. So if we have a young population in the world, where 65% of our population is below 35%, it represents a great opportunity, because the kind of products and services this 65% will consume, if you make those products and services, you will be successful as a business. So that is one thing. The second factor which is leading is anti-globalization. And this is a very recent phenomena. What is anti-globalization? It started because of the pandemic. When we found that all our supply chains were disrupted, we are not able to get products. And we realized that for almost 70% of our raw material needs, we were dependent on China, which suddenly stopped. So why it is a big trend? If anti-globalization happens, it means promotion of localization. And in fact, there is a new term which we call as glocal. So what is glocal? Produced locally, sold globally. And that's the opportunity that this country of 1.4 billion people, where 70% is young like you, has. Okay, so anti-globalization or localization is a big trend. You need to ride that wave and think about the products for which we are dependent on other countries. And if you can find an alternative, make it cheaper, make it better, you have entire world as the market. Okay, and the third trend, which kind of is obvious, and I believe, how many of you are technology graduates here? How many of you are technology graduates or doing technology-based graduation program? It could be BCA, BSc, IT, it could be BTech, right? 80% of you are tech graduates, and that's what technology is doing. Why? Because now technology is influencing, is affecting each and every domain and sector. So we used to have agriculture-based businesses. We don't call it now agri-based business. We call it agri-tech. We don't call it finance business, banking business. It is fintech, right? We don't only give education these days. We use edutech, and that's the reason Dr. Wali is present online, and many of other investors also must be listening to all of you. So technology is influencing. How technology is influencing, if I look at the trends and try to decipher the trend, I believe there is a great opportunity. I'll give you a simple hint. You want to, because this is IDEATHON, it has to start with an idea. So I'll give a very simple clue to you how to think about a business. Just look at 17 SDGs. What are SDGs? First 2-3 rows. पीछे वाले तो बड़ा actively जवाब दे रहे हैं आज. SDG, Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals for which every country is working. And most of these 17 Sustainable Development Goals actually represent problem. Why they are SDGs? Why every country is working on those 17 SDGs? Because these are kind of 17 problems of the world which every country want to address. So if there is a problem, there is an opportunity. And if there is an opportunity, there is a business. Why? Because one idea can change your life, and every business starts with one good idea. So these were few things that I thought I'll share with all of you. We get a lot of opportunities to speak and talk to each other. So I'll not take much time, and I'll give way to all the forthcoming speakers of the conference. I appreciate the effort of eCell Rajasthan. I can see all the volunteers sitting here, and all the members of eCell, as well as the Amity Innovation Incubator and the team of Amity Innovation Incubator for organizing this wonderful program. My good wishes to all the business entrepreneurs or the idea pitchers. Let all your businesses get wonderful funding at the end of this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for delivering an impact on all of us. Today, I got to learn a new term, glocal. Okay, so moving forward, now we have been joined by our guest of honor, Ms. Munish Lamba. So everyone put your hands together for our guest of honor, please. Now I would request Deputy Director, Amity Innovation Incubator, Professor Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, to give the bouquet to our guest of honor, Ms. Munish Lamba, who is the Joint Director at the Department of Information Technology and Communication, Government of Rajasthan. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Now moving forward,
Now, we would like to have Honorable Chancellor Dr. Aseem Chauhan, who has joined us online. Dr. Chauhan holds degrees in engineering, finance, and strategic management from the Wharton Business School at the University of Pennsylvania and is an alumnus of prestigious Jeremy Fisher Program in Management and Technology.
unfortunately, sir has not been able to join us, but his best wishes are always with us. So let's proceed on. So now, without further ado, we would be inviting our guest of honor, Dr. Anil Wali, who has joined us online. He is the Managing Director of the Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, IIT Delhi. Anil Wali, sir, has worked in the chemical industry for 19 years. Since 2006, he is the MD, Foundation for Innovation and Technology Transfer, that is FITT, and Autonomous Industry Interface Organization of IIT Delhi. Besides having strategic customer and quality orientation, Anil Wali, sir, has multifaceted experience with respect to R&D management, training, and entrepreneurship. So I would request, sir, if he's still with us, to join us to give his insights on the event. So do we have you?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay, good, thanks. Professor Jain, Professor Aseri, distinguished members of the faculty, dear students and friends, and namaskar. I'm truly honored to be given the opportunity to speak to you all. As a matter of fact, what Professor Amit Jain said is actually so true. In fact, he actually spoken quite a bit of what I would have actually spoken or talked about. But nonetheless, I think first of all, kudos to the incubator at Amity University, Jaipur, for having initiated and created such a program. My compliments to you all again. Friends, I mean, given the limited time that I have for this session, you would all agree with me if I say, when we talk about the evolving world order or the way, the times we are living in. So I have been for some time saying, talking about two things, two factors. One is digitalization, which you know is actually impacting most of our activities, be it in the financial sector, be it in the business, be it in governance, you name it. I think digitalization as a tool or as a platform of tools is actually making a huge impact in our lives, and for all the right reasons. It is helping us, helping the government, helping the businesses, helping academia. You just name the entities. So I think it's helping all of them. That's fine. But the other part, the other factor, which is making huge impact, both positively and also creating a very peculiar set of challenges for all of us, is a disruption, more particularly in the business side, the business models, for example. We don't have to actually go very far. And even if we talk in terms of some of the technology tools which are actually creating disruptive economies or disruptive ways of the way we deal or in our business or in our daily lives. For example, generative AI. I think you are all familiar with the ChatGPT stuff, which is actually making us think how we are going to react, how it's going to impact us, our jobs, our workflows, etc., etc. So this makes us think, and I think then puts a huge challenge on the policymakers, the people in the government, in the businesses, and all the innovators for that matter, how to address the new challenges, a fresh set of challenges, both from the positive side as also from the negative side of meeting those challenges. So in short, predicting the future has now become quite difficult because of these reasons. I hope you would agree on that. Now, in this context, you would, because I think we are in an academic setup, you would perhaps know that what have been the rules of academia. the traditional roles, for example. So whether it's education, public service, research, knowledge dissemination. So these have been the traditional rules attributed to academia. Now, when we look today, or for some time it has been there, the rules now span into other areas. So what are the expectations? It is about resource mobilization. Now here I'm not talking about the private sector versus the government sector, but no matter whether, even if the university or an institute is in the government sector, I think it is expected them to actually raise resources for their various development programs. I can develop later on this if time permits. Technology commercialization, collaboration with industry, entrepreneurship, and then of course in some sectors promoting diversity and inclusion. So I mean, these are, if you look at it and very objectively, you would know the kind of opportunities that are coming up, the kind of roles that we have to get involved in to be able to meet those expectations from the various stakeholders. And while I said so, you should also now in the same breath, perhaps think about where we are when it comes to one of the key things which determines, or which is the foundation of innovation in any economy. Now let's talk about R&D in India, for example. If I may give some numbers for that matter, some of you might perhaps be aware of that, having maybe read in the public domain. So we rank third in terms of the research output. And our share of scientific publications is more than 5% compared to China's and US, which is 20% and 16% respectively. And we are also seeing a good growth in the scientific output and scientific publications, right? As compared to the world average growth of around 4%. Now, that is fine. And also, importantly, in terms of the output or papers written, if papers written or published is an index of our output per dollar spent or per rupee spent, whatever monetary value it be, I think then we are again ranked at the top, which is all very good. But the question is, should we be satisfied with this? Yes, we should be satisfied with this, but is it enough? Perhaps not. And I think this is where I would want to leave you with the thought that we need, more particularly it is addressed to senior members of academia and also the research establishments, that we need to focus on impact and translation of knowledge. For example, the body which I'm leading here at IIT Delhi, I think our key purpose is to actually put knowledge into practice and create wealth out of knowledge. And this is nothing wrong with that, because if I actually start giving you examples which are normally given in my lectures, I think you'll be very happy to note the way people, particularly hardcore academics, are creating economic wealth for the society. And also, I mean, that is an ideal situation. Ideally, a large part of our R&D projects should solve the problems around us. I think you would very much agree with that. So it is in this context only that we talk about hackathons, ideathons, the grand challenges, etc., to meet some of the challenges which need to be solved. Because if we move around and we see, it's very objectively, if you look at it, no matter where you are, in what situation you are, which circumstances you are, you would actually experience or see pain points, the challenges which need to be addressed by innovators or people who are actually facing those challenges. Thankfully, you have state of Rajasthan, with which I was associated with the WICO several years ago, has a very robust startup policy, which I think amongst the various states is a very robust startup policy, and that should actually be seen as strengthening the innovation ecosystem, both locally as also nationally. And thankfully, today we have, if you look at it, if you draw a national picture or the state picture, we are having a very robust innovation ecosystem. And when I talk of innovation ecosystem, no, it's not a jingoistic term I'm making use of. I mean, you can actually decipher all by yourself that today you have a very robust university system. Most of them are having very strong R&D setups. You have technology transfer platforms in institutions and universities. You have a startup culture. It's easy to access risk capital. You have incubators and more advanced, or you can say, institutions and universities. You have research parks, for example. Most of the top IITs, we have research parks, and we have one throbbing research park. Then you have the industry coming in and then chipping in into this ecosystem, which actually makes it a very, very robust and an ecosystem which is actually waiting to bring out solutions for many of our problems. And on top of it, if I should not miss that out, is that in this innovation ecosystem, please remember, no matter who we are, it is the consumer who is the king, because if consumer accepts your work, accepts your innovation, it is good. But if it's not accepted by the market, then I think your innovation, your work is as good as no good. That's my personal opinion. And now, given that we are into such a strong economy, as reflected by the fact that we are considered third largest startup ecosystem in the world, and that actually honestly is mirrors or reflects the state of our economy. And when we talk of the state of our economy, I just thought I'll just give you a couple of numbers which I think some of you might be aware of. So while in 2000, year 2000, we were 0.5 trillion GDP, which in terms of the global rankings was 13th. In 2010, we were 1.7 trillion GDP, which in the global rankings stood at 9th. In 2020, we were 6th with 2.7, and it's expected that by 2030, we should be somewhere between 5 to 6 trillion GDP, which would translate into the third largest economy in the world in GDP numbers. Again, if you look, let's say also some metric, for example, let's say if we took a consumption story, if it's, let's say, smartphone, which is I think such a common thing with all of us, today we are behind just China when it comes to the number of smartphones that are being used in the country. And an average price of let's say data today for 1 GB is against amongst the lowest in the country, even lower than China. I mean, that might seem surprising, but this is what the numbers that have been put up. And there are very strong reasons why we are doing so well as an economy, whether it's digital competitiveness, you would know, transformative public infrastructure investment that the government has made, and very strong manufacturing base. A lot of attention is being given to that, and reducing, let's say, dependence on foreign energy imports, right? And then, of course, political stability, inclusive public policy, etc., etc. And then, of course, I think the Vice Chancellor talked about the demographic dividend that we are having. I certainly liked his 2-3 words about vision forecasting, and he gave a very good story of telecom. Since I gave you the smartphone numbers, I think he gave a perfect example which mirrors how we are shaping as an economy, as a country. And today, in India, if you see not just as a startup ecosystem, even in terms of the research establishment, whether from the government or from the private, it's mind-blowing. In fact, this is not the time, but I would have actually given you some statistics where we are. For example, today we are exporting $150 billion of software exports, technology exports, we can call it. And there are more than 1,000 global, innovation or capability centers in the country today. I mean, our global innovation index, of which I was a part in formulating some of the strategies that we have to formulate nationally. I think we have improved way back from 7 years ago. We were 81. Today we are around, I think, 40. So which is a huge jump from where we were or are today as a country. So friends, now in the context that we are here today, entrepreneurship, startups is all good. But I think there will always be people, I'm sure, I wish I was there personally, and I think I normally take very interactive sessions. I think I just don't let it go into a monologue. I actually have a very dialogue kind of an interaction with the audience. But nonetheless, I think, first of all, my apologies that I could not make it in person today. To my younger friends, science, whether you're doing science or you're doing entrepreneurship, please understand both are acts of experimentation. And both are not easy. Both involve taking risks to reach a positive impact or a positive end. Fortunately, in academia, or we can say academia is best suited for creating entrepreneurship or entrepreneurship development. The reason is, first of all, because of advent of internet, easy access of data, entrepreneurial spirit is actually thriving in many academia. I think thanks to your Chancellor, Dr. Asim, who actually has been also driving at some levels entrepreneurship in Noida campus and other campuses. I think you have that necessary support from the very top about excelling in entrepreneurship. And generally, it's said that good universities attract ambitious and smart people, and I'm sure the students here are both ambitious and also smart. And again, in academia, the multidisciplinary character of universities ensures that diverse skills come in, and then when unconnected bodies of knowledge interface, and innovation generally happens, and this is so very important. And also, I mean, not that there's anything against the seniors, but I think it is seen that the university students generally have higher risk tolerance, and maybe I think your Vice Chancellor will be able to speak at length on this particular subject. And the one figure which I think I know of, which was taken from Global Entrepreneurship Monitor report, which said that there are more than 160 million early stage entrepreneurs in the world in the age group of 18 to 25. In fact, if I start giving you examples of some of the current rages of the entrepreneurs in the world, I think they would fit in that particular age bracket. Friends, I'll not take long time, but I think would not that you have to take my suggestions, but I think these are maybe suggestions from an older person, is that this is the time when we should actually delve deep, explore and experiment. And this for all youngsters, not necessarily you have to be an entrepreneur, but you can certainly be entrepreneurial. You can also take ownership of solving a project and try to solve problems. And today we see the genuine ideas are actually exigency of time. And when, if, for example, you have to create a counter to some of the disruptive technologies, you need to think through and then be able to challenge them. And more importantly, think about the world through your own perspective, your own eyes, and try to solve problems around this. At least when we talk about Atmanirbharta, so we have to actually address our own challenges. So we can be the global challenges can wait, but first let's try to solve our problem, make our developed, and then we can go out and solve other problems. And it is thinking process that ultimately matters, and you are in it for a long time. Last words that it's more in the realm of techno entrepreneurship, that when we say that creativity is breaking the conventional mental blocks, and we have to play with imagination and possibilities. As now, whether that quote is correct or not, which is attributed to Albert Einstein, he said, I think in just two quotes before I end, and for your patient hearing, it said, that's why I'm not saying that it's attributed to Albert Einstein. Quote, if at first the idea is not absurd, then there is no hope for it. So that is at one level. You can interpret it any which way. The other one is, I think, now I really don't, that's contentious, but I think again is attributed to, I just picked it up somewhere, and I think it's again attributed to Albert Einstein, which says, I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have a generation of idiots. With this, I would want to thank you after making this attributed to, if you have to say anything, please talk to that gentleman, who's of course no more, but I think I was just quoting him. With this, I would want to thank you all for a very patient hearing, and would compliment all the winners, and rather, no matter even if there are winners on the stage, but it's actually the marketplace which determines the true winners. So thank you all for inviting me, and thank you for giving your patient hearing. Thank you very much. God
Please
bless.
give a huge round of applause. Once again, I would like to thank Dr. Anil Wali for joining as the chief guest of the event. We are graced, sir, to have you with us. Now, moving forward, in our possession, we have guest of honor, Ms. Munish Lamba, ma'am. Ma'am is the Joint Director at the Department of Information Technology and Communication, Government of Rajasthan. She is ME Software Systems from BITS Pilani and has vast cross-functional experience in both corporate and government sectors. After completing 8 years in corporate sector, she joined DOIT&C in 2014. She has strong expertise in policy implementation and execution of IT and e-governance projects. During the course of working with the startup domain, she has gained expertise in overall execution of the entire startup ecosystem and assisting the incubators in building the incubation centers in the state. She is a core startup nodal team member and working towards easy implementation of the startup ecosystem. So now, please put your hands together for our guest of honor.
Hello, everyone. A very good morning to all of you. Hello. Yeah. A very good morning to all of you. Honorable VC sir, chief guest, all the faculty members, all the startup team here. I really welcome you all here. I would like to share my blessings for successful of this event. Uh, See, I think that university is doing an incredible job to support the startup ecosystem. I think much have been talked about the startup ecosystem now. So without taking much of your time, I would just like to brief you about the startup ecosystem, which is being promoted by the government of Rajasthan. Government of Rajasthan is managing and executing a program named called iStart program. It has been started back in 2015, and from there we are just making the startups to grow and reach their new destinations to achieve their ideas in a business mode. See, just to promote the startups, government of Rajasthan has initiated a policy also. See, where we are promoting the startups by providing them funds in form of grants and in equity form as well, we are giving them. And in funding, other than funding schemes, we are also providing them the training skills also. We do have an arcade system where startups can get their trainings. Few of the trainings are free of cost for special cases. So we do have that kind of facility as well. And apart from that, we are having 7 incubators across the Rajasthan where startups can join our incubation space, and we are providing them mentorship program as well. So this is what we are doing, and this is just a brief about the ecosystem. If you want to understand more regarding the system, you can visit our website like istart.rajasthan.go.in, and I request all the startups to register there as well to get all the benefits of the government schemes. By just at the last but not least, I would like to thank you all present here for your kind attention and your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words.
Next up, we are going to have our guest of honor, Mr. Ojasvi Baba sir, CEO, Amity Innovation Incubator. He is experienced in investment banking and startup consulting. Sir has been instrumental in facilitating multi-million-dollar investments for a few technology startups. He has been mentoring startups for the past 8 years and has extensive experience in developing strong business and revenue models. Please put your hands together to welcome him.
Thank you, team. Thank you, ESL team. I must start, with blessings from Honorable Founder President, Sir, Honorable Chancellor, Sir, Dr. Aseem Chauhan, because of whom we have been able to establish and expand our incubators all across. My warm regards to Dr. Jan, Dr. Seri, Dr. Kothari, all the members of the Amity fraternity, Dr. Kaushik, and our chief guest, Dr. Wali, our guest of honor, Ms. Lamba. My dear friends, all the students at the back, I hope you can hear me and you're well awake. So thank you. Thanks a lot for having me here. It's actually an honor and a privilege, and I'd say a true privilege to be here today. And that's because 12 years ago, when I had joined the Amity Innovation Incubator, similar hackathons, similar ideathons were there. And there were a few startups which started off with just 2-member teams. So just to ensure that all of you are awake here, how many of you are on LinkedIn here? No, that's great. And how many of you know that 12 years ago there was a startup called apnacircle.com? Show of hands. Right. So apnacircle.com at that point of time was the largest competitor to LinkedIn in India, and was acquired by Video through a multi-million-dollar acquisition deal. And 12 years ago, that started with a 2-member team from Amity Innovation Incubator in Noida and got acquired over a multi-million-dollar acquisition later on. Fast forward a decade, just a few months ago, we had a startup which refused the largest offer on Shark Tank. And that again was one of your fellow incubatees from the incubator. The name was Liverfire from Sahil Pruthi. So over this entire decade, I have seen, we at Incubator have seen the entire life cycle, wherein somebody starts from an hackathon or an ideathon, and that culminates into an idea which later on gets either acquired or starts doing multi-million dollars of business. So that's why I'm here. That's why the initiative by Amity Innovation Incubator, the ECell Rajasthan, to put together all the sum of ideas, wherein, who knows, probably a week down the line, month down the line, or a year down the line, your fellow friends sitting right beside you would be pitching there on Shark Tank or raising multi-million-dollar rounds from new investors as such. So having said that, I would also want to, highlight a little bit about the opportunity that all of you are sitting here. Almost 20, 25 years ago, when I was in college, graduating just like you, we did not have such kind of opportunities. You are at a cusp wherein you have ample ideas, ample opportunities, no dearth of funding if the idea, if the startup venture is correct, no dearth of mentoring. We have experts like Dr. Wali who are there. We have experts like Dr. Jan, and we have, thanks to your incubator, an initiative called mentorworld.org, wherein we have 100 CEOs and CXOs from all across the industry who are there to mentor you. And therein you would find mentors like the CTO of Samsung, Dr. Alok Dey, and the likes of him, to mentor you if you have a new and brilliant idea. So I just wanted to make you understand that the kind of opportunity that you're sitting on is huge. Just a couple of days ago, I heard one of an online viral which was there. That was from a few snippets which Mr. Deepak Bagla had presented at one of the forums. Specifically, a thing that stuck with me was that at this point of time, India is the largest market of internet users in the country, all across the world. But what is even more interesting than that is that there's an even larger market which has still not been penetrated from an internet perspective. So you can imagine the kind of opportunity that we are sitting on here. Here at the incubator, when we started off with just 18, 20 incubatees initially, and all across the country, we have more than 650 incubatees all across. We started off with 1 incubator, and now we have 7 physical incubators and 17 virtual incubators all across the globe. So this is the kind of support that is already there available for you. If you have any idea, any concept, and you feel that it's a multi-million-dollar idea, all you need is just a right support and just a nudge. The incubator is right there. The ESL team is right there to help you, support you. And even if there is a requirement for seed funding, Amity Innovation Incubator would ensure that all the deserving ideas would get that support and get that right direction to take those ideas further. Now, without further ado, I would take leave, but I am here for the entire 2 days along with my colleague Vijay V. Singh here. We would be here to listen to your ideas, ensure that any support that can be extended from our side is available there. And I would also want to encourage you to interact with your ESL members. Dr. Kaushik is here under the guidance of Dr. Jan, who are here 24/7 to support from the incubator and from outside. You have, I also want to mention that you are probably one of the only setups which has an outreach all across the country through physical and virtual incubation centers and all across the globe. We have incubators right there in US, Dubai, Uzbekistan, Singapore, virtual centers, all there in Australia and China as well. So if you have an idea which has a global outreach and it is right there at the right time, we would help you take that idea global. We'd help you raise the right amount of funds. We'd help you with the right mentoring. And of course, our blessings and good wishes are always with you. So I'll take the leave now, but all the very best. And I would want to cite in special appreciation for the eCell team, which has been dedicatedly working here. Danish and the gentleman there. I'm sorry, I forget your name. But thanks a lot to the entire eCell team, to Amity University, Rajasthan, and Dr. Jain for such a wonderful stewardship of the entire initiative. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thanks a lot, sir, for your insights. The only limit to our realization of tomorrow will be our doubts of today. Talking about future is always exciting, especially when we consider entrepreneurship. But future cannot be built without reflecting on the past. So to recount the memories that eCell Rajasthan has built in the mega event eSummit 2022, we are going to put forth some selective glimpses from the memory lane. So now I would request the attention of everyone here present to have a look at the after movie. Wow. Watching this after movie is like reliving all the amazing moments of our event. It's a testament to the hard work and dedication that went into making this event a success. This after movie captures the essence of our event so perfectly. It reminds us of the joy, laughter, and connections we made with each other.
Now, to wrap up the inauguration ceremony, we would like to request Mr. Keshav Sharma, Deputy Secretary at Entrepreneurship Cell, Amity Innovation Incubator, to deliver vote of thanks.
Please welcome him with a huge round of applause.
Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Asim Chauhan, respected Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Amit Jain, Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Aseri, Registrar, Dr. Nitin Bhardwaj, CEO, Amity Innovation Incubator, Mr. Ojasvi Babbar, Vice President, Amity Innovation Incubator, Mr. Vijay Veer Singh, Dean Student Welfare and Campus Life, Professor S.S. Bhal, Dean Research, Professor Vinay Sharma, Organizing Chair, Professor Dr. Manju Kaushik, Deans, Directors, HODs, HOIs, all the respected faculty members, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this special occasion of IDEATHON 4.0. I, Keshav Sharma, on the behalf of entire ECEL team, Amity Innovation Incubator Jaipur, extend a very sincere vote of thanks to our founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, and our Honorable Chancellor, Dr. Asim K. Chauhan, for being a constant inspiration to this esteemed institution. I would like to express our gratitude to Professor Dr. Amit Jain, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Rajasthan, for his words of wisdom and his constant guidance and support for the event. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for our respected Pro Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. G.K. Aseri, for his enlightening words and consistent support. I would like to extend a very heartfelt thanks to our Registrar, Dr. Nitin Bhardwaj, for his continued guidance. I would also like to thank our guest of honor, Ms. Munesh Lamba, Mr. Ojasvi Babbar sir, and our chief guest, Dr. Anil Wali sir, for their kind presence. I may like to express our sincere thanks to the organizing chair of IDEATHON 4.0, Professor Dr. Manju Kaushik ma'am, for being a strong pillar and guiding us throughout the event, and all the respected ECEL faculty coordinators for their support. A very special mention to our student advisors, Mr. Bharat Nainwani, Mr. Suyash Kulshresht, and Mr. Kartike Kapoor for their constant guidance and continuing support. Further, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to the administration department, security department, IT support team, management team for being of extensive help to our event. I would also like to thank all the deans, directors, HOIs, HODs, and all the respected faculty members, and of course, the lovely audience for joining us for today's event. We also appreciate the efforts of the ECEL members put into this event. I wish all the participants and the organizing team all the very best for the next 2 days of the hustle. Thank you so much.